Tamils in northern Sri Lanka say they're still prepared to pay people smugglers and flee to Australia despite tough laws aiming to deter them. While the number of asylum seekers arriving by boat fell since Kevin Rudd announced the PNG solution, dropping from over 4,000 in July to 800 this month, it seems there are many who remain undeterred. South Asia correspondent Michael Edwards spoke to Tamils in northern Sri Lanka who say they are desperate to escape persecution.
Northern Sri Lanka is rebuilding itself after a vicious civil war, but while homes can be repaired, long-standing hatreds often can't.
The government doesn't like me because I am Tamil, and they just assume I'm a Tamil Tiger supporter.
Late last year, Murali, not his real name, got in touch with a local with links to people smugglers. He handed over almost 3,000 Australian dollars to join more than 80 people crammed inside the hull of a small fishing boat. He claims Sri Lankan naval officers were paid bribes to let the boat go. His journey ended after 3 weeks at sea thanks to the Australian Navy. He was processed on Christmas Island and then, unexpectedly to him, sent back to where he came from.
We were on Christmas Island for about 20 days, and after that, the official told us we were being transferred to another place. They didn't tell us it was going to be Sri Lanka.
9 months on, he's back working as a goat herder, but his desire to leave is still there. Australia's tough new rules don't appear to be a deterrent.
We heard about the people being transferred to Papua New Guinea on the TV and radio. I would still rather live there than in Sri Lanka.
4 years on after the civil war, reminders of who is in charge are everywhere in northern Sri Lanka. There's still a sense of fear among many Tamils living in northern Sri Lanka. The army's presence in the region is still strong and the locals feel intimidated by it. Very few of them are prepared to speak out. Krishnan agreed to talk, knowing it could bring him unwanted attention from the authorities.
I pawned my shop for $8,000 to pay for my voyage.
And like with many others, his money ended up being wasted as he was refused asylum.
I didn't know about the tough laws Australia has before I left Sri Lanka, but I am very scared living here in Sri Lanka, and I would pay again to go to Australia.
The former Labor government's PNG solution and Tony Abbott's promises to stop the flow of asylum seekers are messages that are sinking in, according to the Sri Lankan government.
This heavenly life which they have been led to expect is not going to materialize. They will not be allowed to work there or indeed land there. They will be sent to Manus Island.
There are those who disagree though, and they say the boats will continue as long as persecution persists.
And whether it's an economic factor or whether it's political persecution, is because they are unable to live in dignity and in a secure way.
All the evidence shows the new measures won't be enough to stop the exodus. Michael Edwards, Late Line.